Hey,
Anyway, go ahead.
hey, talking about TV deals, we never discussed it. What do you think about the MLW WWE settlement?
I think they paid him basically to go away, didn't they? Because it's not Vince anymore. Vince McMahon, I think, would have rather had his toenails pulled out with a pair of pliers than ever settle a lawsuit that he absolutely didn't have to settle, right? I mean, how many times has he he was noted for the exact opposite of what Turner Broadcasting in the 80s and early 90s was known for, which was they'd settle most anything because they were afeared of lawsuits, not only for wrestling, but just all the divisions they had. And Vince never settled shit unless he was goddamn staring down a rifle of a gun, the barrel of a gun. So does that show the new ownership is like, fuck, we don't have time to fuck around with this shit. Give these plebeians whatever they'll be happy with, go away. And will any of the wrestlers share in that pool of revenue, I wonder?
If I was the new owners, I would think to myself, this is a shakedown that is someone else's problem that's going to become a big headache for us once it hits Discovery, because they're going to get to go through all of our shit. Pay them to go away because that's all they wanted to begin with.
And that's the thing is that we talked about, we're not just specifically pointing at MLW here or belittling MLW. We talked about.
I specifically am belittling MLW.
Well, I'm going to belittle everybody here in general, but you can be with more specificity here in a second. But we talked about this when the TKO deal was made and the merger, the UFC and WWE and Vince and Dana and Ari and Nick and, and Ann B. Davis as Alice. I mean, the whole gang. They're worth billions and billions of dollars. Nobody can ever compete with this shit. And to them, whatever the settlement was, unless we see Court Bauer flying around in his own private plane in the pilot's seat with goggles on like fucking Wrong Way Feldman, he didn't get tens of millions of dollars, and tens of millions of dollars is pissed to them now.
How much is going to go to the wrestlers?
Well, and that's what I asked a second ago, and I'll conclude my statement with it. It's not like Vince, who just didn't ever want to give up. They don't give a shit. It's a board and a whole bunch of shit now, and they don't want people going through their books and, as you said, dragging them into court and Discovery and etc. But the question is, what improvements will be made to keep some of the disgruntled folks who have been asking for their release more gruntled?
Well, we shall see. I assume there'll be a lot of wrestlers in MLW celebrating the news because they'll be getting big bonuses any day now. Any day now.
Any day
we'll
now.
Just wait any day now.
I think they'll be being thrown a bone instead of big bonuses. Does anybody say that anymore in the wrestling business? Throw him a bone? When you've got some guy bitching about his money or bitching about his goddamn finishes or bitching about whatever, throw him a bone. Give him extra $100 next week or fucking put him over in Jonesboro or whatever the case. Throw him a bone to chew on. Every dog needs a bone to chew on.